Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back, it's Maverick here, and today we're watching another episode of Code Geass. So this is kind of out of schedule right now from when I usually upload my videos. I'm trying to work some things out, but in any case, don't worry, I'm still continuing the series obviously, and I'm still going to be pumping out these videos, right? So, last episode, bombshell of an announcement, right? With Euphy saying that she wants to establish a special administrative region within Japan, and actually call it Japan. That's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, Lelouchs, the Emperors, Britannians, Japanese alike, etc, etc, and I can't wait to see how the whole shit show goes down. So let's just jump right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, sorry, not Japan, Nippon. Achieving... Oh. Profit sharing bribe from the... Okay, so these are those within the Britannian nobility or high command that that was working with the resistance forces? Or what? Huh. Okay, that's fairly... I almost feel like I skipped an episode. I would have thought that I went through like all the other matters of actually setting up and, you know, having this back and forth shit show first before actually moving forward with it. Alright. Euphy. Oh. Opening now. Yeah, I actually thought that we were actually going to be talking about like all the logistics and administrative work of setting it up first, so on and so forth. So I guess with this, it's been formally approved and whatnot, and yeah, everything is just moving forward. I probably have to rewatch that opening part once again. I think I mentioned before I had my suspicions that there are probably people within the Britannians working with, you know, accepting bribes and whatnot. But I'm not quite sure like on from which side it was on. Like which ones were they trying to cut the ties to? Like resistance forces or something like that, of that sort? Or actually, were they talking about, you know, they were working with Zero? No, I don't think that's it. Bloodstained Euphy. Okay. I know you guys tell me don't spoil myself, but you know, looking at the title, yeah, looks like somebody's gonna be crashing the party. dude. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, eh? C2 is watching? Oh no. Huh. I wonder what stopped him using the Kyoto NAC. So yeah, Kyoto has decided this is for the best. Japanese. Emperor's just like, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, definitely. There's the. Come on, Euphy. He wants Euphy to shoot him? C2? Alright, this is definitely... He's gonna use... Yeah, he's gonna use Geass on her. Okay, so now he sees the same things as well. Oh. Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do now, Lelouch? It's for Nanalie. What? Okay, I think he can. Wait, what? Serious? Oh my god! And he can't be overwritten, right? What the actual? Oh my god, of all things, that is what Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Fuck. He killed all you guys. Oh my god. What? Wait, so... I am... Oh my god. I really don't know what to say right now. While I was looking at the title, this is definitely what I thought. Where is she right now? Oh my god, this situation. Ah, this is one of those. This is honestly one of the situations that would almost make me drop a show. Like, to be honest, I'll see you guys after this. Oh my god, guys. As you guys might tell from my reaction, this is definitely a situation I did not envision at all. Honestly, you guys should know by now I don't do overreactions and whatnot. That is about as shocked as I can get, right? Like, oh my god. And I hate these types of situations. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I absolutely hate these kind of situations, especially since Euphy seemed to be the one who was, I criticized her in the past as well. Don't get me wrong. Directly in the last episode, I think she has much more heart than brain. And yet, how can you dislike something like this, right? And she's willing to go through all that. She already knows. She actually fully knows the consequences that's going to place on her, right? It's just that, she's also willing to push through with this as well, to be a reformer. And yet, come on, like, Lelouch, especially for me, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good revenge story, right? And Lelouch, obviously, he's the boss, he's the man, he's the main protagonist of this show, but then again, I do truly believe that his vendetta against the Britannian royal family, that is entirely his own personal thing, right? And now that he's, inadvertently, sure, it's not, like, there's just, you can't really, there's no way you can, sugarcoat this, right? He is indirectly, not even indirectly, he is directly responsible for the massacre of many people. I'm not just talking about those within the ceremony and whatnot. There are many more to come. Actual warfare going to break out throughout all this, and at a time when it seems that. Don't get me wrong, I was skeptical as well, like, as to Pranian's true intentions. Euphy, even though her heart is in the right place, I wasn't really sure if she could get the full approval from the Empire as well, or like people above and whatnot. But it seems that everything seemed to have been smoothed out, right? And the plan was actually going to go forward because at the end of the day, what the Empire wants is stability, right? And if making it into like a special district and call it Nippon would be enough to forsake them, hey, that's great, right? That's great to everybody. Within an empire, obviously, just like the British Empire of right now, right? I guess you can't really call it an empire anymore, but it's still the United Kingdom, right? It's still with the same kind of structure. You still have the head of the designated head of the state, the queen and whatnot, but and everybody else still maintains a very high degree of autonomy, right? And you could see that it's going to be a hard and arduous process, but they were gradually, probably with the help of Euphy, going on that part, and for it to all come crashing down, and not even through. At the entire time, I was thinking that something bad was going to happen, right, during that scene between Lelouch and Euphy, because obviously something bad is going to happen, otherwise there's no more story, right? We can't really do anything anymore. I was thinking like maybe some misunderstanding was going to happen, perhaps courtesy of Kusaki, or something happened with C2 or whatnot, some kind of misunderstanding, like maybe some firearms break out, like people inadvertently get too excited, shoot off their weapons and whatnot, and then it turns into a huge misunderstanding. But to have it go like this, oh, I feel so bad for Euphy, right? I genuinely feel so bad for Euphy right now. And yeah, it's kind of, it's so ironic, right? Because I was about to mention this, the scene about, like, in the first half of this episode, I believe, where Lelouch was talking to the nobleman, and he was like, he was saying some stuff like, you should just go somewhere off and die, and Geass was being activated at that point. I was kind of puzzled at that point, because I was like, Lelouch doesn't exactly strike me as somebody who would actually use that kind of opportunity, in that kind of circumstance, activate Geass and actually tell the guy to go die, right? Even though, obviously, Lelouch has his own morals and principles and whatnot. I don't think he's just someone who just because of some infraction like this, tell him to go kill himself, right? So that was a foreshadowing that he couldn't control his Geass anymore. I was actually more of the opinion that perhaps, he was going to maybe fall conscious later, or maybe his Geass would stop working at a crucial moment or something of that sort, but I definitely did not expect it to instead be always on all the time, right? And it's even furthermore ironic when you consider the line there, which again I registered. Sorry, I didn't really say this out loud at that point, but I think there was a line that Lelouch said something akin to like, "Don't mistake borrowed power for your own abilities." Now, I was about to make a wisecrack at Lelouch at that point. I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't really remember right now. There are some times when I think some stuff in my head, but I forget to enunciate them to you guys. But that's what I was thinking at that point, and well, that turned out to be a huge foreshadowing as well, right within this episode, right? And oh my god, I hate this kind of situation, honestly. Like, I'm okay with a lot of stuff, like you say collateral damage, or that sort of stuff, or because you're fighting for your own convictions, and having others be in a way, and so having some casualties in that kind of process. To me, that's okay. What it's not okay for me is something like this, where this is clearly a misfire of some sort, right? And it's a completely unnecessary misfire here, because even Lelouch doesn't want this, right? He was completely willing to accept at the very end there Euphy's proposal, and Euphy fought this through. Maybe not so much politically, but definitely in how she's going to convince Lelouch, right? Bringing out Nunnally here, saying that she's going to drop the Britannian name and whatnot, right? Once she's mentioned Nunnally, I was like, yeah, that's it. That's checkmate. Lelouch can't do anything about that anymore. And then to have something as stupid as this. And by the way, I want to nitpick here, right? Obviously, this is for the purpose of the show and whatnot. But how do you really, how does the Geass determine like what is an actual command, and at what point does the command stop, right? You guys get what I mean? Because Lelouch at that point actually said a long string of words at that point, and well, I guess maybe I should go re-listen to it again in Japanese to make sure that it wasn't at the end of the sentence. But what I'm saying is, like, when that was like quotation marks in there, like, if I told you to do this, then you couldn't help but do it, and you couldn't stop and whatnot. Like, why wasn't the entire phrase part of the order and whatnot? But obviously that's kind of that's kind of like semantics at this point. It's not really important, but it's just the ridiculous of the situation. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I hate this kind of situation. I absolutely abhor this type of development, and well, that it is what it is, right? And I'm not kidding, right? If I wasn't really doing this, this would almost be enough for me to stop this, because I really can't stand these type of misunderstanding situations, which have, I just feel so bad for Euphy, honestly, and I guess the Japanese as well. At that point, it was actually looking to be something that's going to be established. Like, ulterior motives aside, it's still in the long run good for everyone involved, right? And even Shinenzel, which the prime minister, who I thought at first was he was only agreeing to this due to due to wanting to manipulate or gain political power or something of that sort. It seems that at the end of the day, yeah, sure, he has ulterior motives as well, but the byproduct of it is stability and peace within the Japanese region. I think that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. To be honest, I have nothing against Britannia here, right? Empires are gonna be empires. I don't really have, I'm definitely not supporting Lelouch just because I want him to overthrow the Britannians or whatnot. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with having this sort of structure, right? And then as long as everybody is able to live within it peacefully and equally, I don't really care that much about whether or not you are a truly autonomous country or whatnot, as long as you're all represented equally, right? So to me, that was there. I would have no problem accepting that if that was true, right? And by all means, it seems that yeah, they were actually going to put commitment and effort into making it true. And for it all to collapse down at this point, I mean, I'm sure, like, maybe later on it's gonna be revealed that this was never gonna work, and they had an ulterior motive at the very end there, which would, you know, still, at the end of the day, kill off all the Japanese, or you know, revoke over their rights, or something of that sort. And sure, it could have that development, right? But I'm just saying that at this point, with the information I have on hand, you know, it seemed to be genuine, and it is such a goddamn tragedy that things turn out this way, and it is entirely on Lelouch, right? You know, your personal vendetta is not something to involve the lives of many others, and, you know, countries and nations and so on and so forth. But yeah. Although, honestly, if it was just involving, like, innocent people and not Euphy, I probably wouldn't be so upset about it. But, come on, how can you do that to Euphy, guys? Well, anyways, what's gonna happen next? And by the way, like, I think this is one of those episodes where, you know, even looking at the titles, there's no way. I absolutely did not believe for 1 second, or I guess I shouldn't say believe. I did not even consider for 1 second that this is what was going to happen at the very end there, right? The thing that I thought it was heading towards was definitely Lelouch using Geass on Euphy, and then you know, still making Euphy pull the trigger and whatnot, and even that would have been bad enough to have it devolve into this kind of situation. Like, I can't. I just can't. But anyways, so moving forward, well, I guess Lelouch is gonna be heralded as the hero now. I mean, we saw him crying at the very end there. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, this is because there's no. It seems that it's not going to be able to be reversible, and you can't really reverse what you've done. So I guess the only thing to say at this point on is at least Euphy. Well, how is that gonna work? Like I was saying, Euphy, like, at the very least, Euphy doesn't have conscience now that what she's doing, right? So she's otherwise, like, once she snaps out of it in some regards, she's gonna be like entirely horrified at what happened and whatnot. But you know, and then thinking of all the implications then, right? How it weighs on herself, how it affects her perception of Lelouch and whatnot. Like, oh my god, that's like an entirely story even then. And why did it have to be like this? Why? Anyways, so that's it for now. I can't really add anything more else at this point. It's just it's such a goddamn shame. I will be continuing on, of course. Perhaps there's going to be more episodes releasing you know, intermittently throughout these few days, since I am actually going to be on. It's just part of my scheduling, right? I might release a few more episodes, you know, during, you know, these next few days, even though it's like I said, it's gonna take some time for me to say, all right, I want to sit back down and watch the series and how it's gonna go from here again. Anyways, oh, and I guess I went through that entire part. I didn't even talk about like some other stuff, like including those of the Kyoto group, right? Them having connections within the Britannian High Command and whatnot. So that kind of confirms my suspicions as to why Kyoto was able to get all those firepower and armaments and whatnot. It's precisely because they had these corrupted politicians, these corrupted nobles within the Britannian hierarchy. That is what I said it before, right? There's absolutely no way that a resistance organization would be able to manufacture arms, especially on the scale and capabilities of Nightmares, you know, just by being a resistance organization. It doesn't work that way. They need factories, they need manpower, they need resources, raw materials, power, and all that sort of stuff. So absolutely, it makes a lot more sense now that Kyoto can have this sort of you know, this sort of armaments, this sort of resources, because they were essentially buying out the those within the Britannian command, right? So just as another side note right here. So I am glad that they actually addressed that issue as well, because that makes it a lot more realistic to me. Anyways, okay, this has been far enough. Sad situation for all, and I guess I will see you guys again next time. Bye bye.